Players at the ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? On my release.
Tonight, I'll be eating roasted cauliflower tacos with spicy chipotle sauce. Thank you. Oh! Yeah! I wasn't ready!
You want cheese to go with that wine?
Welcome back, air hockey fans. This is game 2 of the 2-header.
We've got David versus Josiah. Josiah is currently ranked number 9 in Idaho, and David is ranked at number 11. So he's challenging up Josiah to see if he can be number 9th in Idaho.
Okay, we're just gonna get started here. We have Ref Tim G. Possession is going to be to the left. Oh, he took the arrow away. Here you go, Nathan. The power is yours. These are 2 of our younger players, both 13 years old, I think. I think Josiah will be 14 soon. Maybe as soon as next month. Camera change.
Nope, denied.
Access denied.
This is such a fun game because David's been doing so good at the arcade. He's been constantly getting what, third and fourth at the tournaments. Ooh.
Yeah, he's been pretty back and forth with me as far as placement goes. Lately, it's been me on top versus Josiah and David, but they're pretty good. There's a time where they were besting me at the arcade, and had to do a couple changes to make that not happen anymore. But still, they have a lot of good play in them for such new players. What, they're 3 months in, both these guys?
3 months? No. Josiah started right before the Idaho State, and that was in September. So he's been playing since I would say August.
Really? Okay.
Beautiful. It's 3-0 now. David's
another one of those players that I think plays by feeling instead of thinking.
Right.
Josiah's more of those calculated players. Looks up at the goal, decides what he's gonna do, and then unleashes the puck.
I mean, David, they're just about to buy their first table, and so David is soon going to have his own table at home to practice on.
That's the fantastic brown top, right?
Yeah.
For the good deal.
Yep, the Dynamo Blue top, one of the original, and Josiah already has a table at home. So I'm expecting him to win this. Just because he gets more practice. Ooh, that was a close call.
I just saw Josiah shaking his head no, but...
He was like, nope.
Or is he just watching the puck? Just looks like he's shaking his head no.
Or is he just following the puck with his eyes?
With his entire head.
Dude, his whole head is falling. I didn't realize that. I'm going to use that to my advantage. Next time I play against Josiah, I'll see if I can give him a cramp.
With your mesmerized
It's
drift.
now 4-0. David in the lead.
Commanding lead.
This is the best. Ooh, there it is. A left wall over. That's going to be one of Josiah's best shots because of him being a left-handed player. David goes for the 1-2, loses possession. I feel it's going to be David taking the lead the first maybe 1 or 2 games, and then Josiah just comes out swinging and destroys him.
I've heard a story like this before.
I know earlier today I was wrong, but this time
it's different.
you mark my words.
All right. We shall see. Josiah does need to warm up a little bit, and then once he's warmed up, he's good to go.
I'm hearing Amoog in the other room playing some acoustic guitar. He's actually really good at it. Ooh.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
We're not able to switch camera modes, Spec, just to let you know. It's broken. We broke it.
Oh, he did a little waterfall action right there and got the goal.
Where did you get that from?
Probably me, I don't know. Definitely not Spec. And now David G is game point. Setting up the drift. A lot of these players play by intuition, and that was a nice cross, left-hand cross.
Thank you.
Josiah trying to set up that cross again, but not successful.
Game point 3 right now with David in the lead. Sets it up with his low top. Goes for an off goal. 1-2. Loses possession. Josiah takes it. Going for a cross. Misses. Goes for
Off goal.
reverse cross. Misses. Left ball over. Misses. Again.
Slower.
Sets it up. The shot goes for the cross. It's blocked. David gets back possession and then takes the game-winning shot with a left wall under. Beautiful shot. I like the setup on that shot there.
He comes up with some pretty cool stuff. Like sometimes I'll be across the table from him and he'll come up with something. I'll be like, where did that even come from?
Where did you come up with that? That's awesome.
It's nice to see these kids setting up their own strategies and their own gameplay based on the things that they see and the things they experience.
The 1 minute break button's broken too. I'm breaking everything. It just gave us blue screen of death.
Stop being such an
There we go.
Okay, here we
Hello.
are.
And here we are.
Yes.
We see some replays of the game that just happened a little bit earlier today.
Moog versus Scott.
It was a pretty amazing game.
Moog definitely earned that game.
I think he was more surprised at his win. I mean, you could see even a lot of these shots, every time he scores a point, he was more surprised that it even went in. And he won that and ended up taking 117th in the world and in Idaho, number 6, which is impressive.
That's pretty good. Giving me a extra little buffer away from Scott.
Oh, I didn't put the game in. That's what I needed to do.
You had one job.
I know, I'm feeling blue wins game 1, David. There we go.
Now it'll
You can see at the
switch.
top there, see that bar showing that David's win 1 game. So far it's 1-0. This is the best 2 out of 3 sets. So if David wins 3 more games, he'll win the first set. If he wins the next 4, he'd win the next set. And he will then be number 9th in Idaho. We've got Ruth cheering on from the chat. This next game should be starting up here in 1 quick second. I'm excited to see this game because Josiah, I haven't watched him play since the Idaho State tournament when he beat everybody in his bracket and became 9th, actually became 8th best in Idaho.
Destroyed his entire field.
He did. It wasn't even close.
But I haven't seen him except for yesterday for a while. For like 3 weeks.
Yeah, so the question now is, David's been going to the arcade for the last 3 weeks. Did that practice get him over the edge to be able to beat Josiah?
Yeah, David was there every time. So how much rust does Josiah need to kick off before he gets back in the groove?
I'm assuming that was it. I have a feeling this game, Josiah takes the win. Josiah is analytical, so he watches the game, he studies the opponent, and he understands what was working, what wasn't. And so I have a feeling he's going to take this game. Possession's going to start on the left every game. We have a brand new ref today, and he even looks the part. That's David's dad there, reffing the game.
Tim G.
Our Tim Fletcher, soon to be the proud owner of a brown top table.
And it's in pretty good condition.
Really good condition. We looked at the plays on it. It's at 35,000 plays. My Photon has 300,000 plays on it.
They are ready.
Awesome. Go for it. Possession starts on the left. And the whistle. Josiah with a underpowered shot there. You know, Amug was talking about David today, and he was explaining that David's gotten really, really tricky with the shots, and he's got a lot of deception. So we'll see if that works against Josiah today. Oh, there it is.
That left-handed cross.
Yep.
I think that'll be Josiah's bread and butter, along with his left wall under. I think that's a pretty good combination there.
Ooh,
He's got that 1-2. He does that a lot, and guess where he got that from?
From you?
No, I think he got it from watching you.
I gotta worry about all these habits that I'm introducing this young generation to. They're so susceptible to, influence.
We'll teach him right.
Oh, he's still on his side. He can still get it back.
Josiah,
He jumps back on.
Does the frog thing and gets back possession.
Possession's so big in this sport that if you lose that possession, you could be giving your opponent a point. And he got it back. Oop, loses possession there. David with a drift goes for a left wall. It's blocked, and then he loses possession. I think that you're right about the rust. You can see the rust still coming off a little bit. It's not easy being he was number 8. He only lost his title today because a Moog jumped up a few brackets. And so now Josiah's ranked at number 9, but he hasn't played since then. David sets it up, goes for a right wall, misses, gets it back, sets it up again, goes for the left wall this time. He rushed the puck, giving Josiah an opportunity, but Josiah got the puck back.
Josiah, I think he's had the thought to go under his defense, but didn't make it.
I love how calmly he gets the puck back. Ooh, hoo, hoo. That was a left wall over. Once again, the shot that I think is going to be his best this game. And this replay has been brought to you by Ruthless Real Estate, and this is a Ruthless replay. David goes for that cut shot. It's deflected. Gets it back. Goes for another cut. Goes for another cut. Goes for a 1-2. Then gets him with the right wall under. Whenever anybody has a beanie on, Matt, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish that like the other player would just do a goal so hard it would just make their beanie fly clean off.
I just
Does that
feel
make me a
so
bad
hot.
person?
I just feel so hot, like I would be overheating right now.
Right? I know that the players in that room right now have the door open, and it is very cold outside. What's the temperature here in Idaho?
It is... Who's going to get there faster?
36 degrees outside right now, so it's just above freezing, and the door is wide open. It is a very cold room because when you're playing, you get that hot while you're playing.
I'm glad I'm in here with the door closed. Nice and toasty. But that's actually one of the first things I do is close that door because it gets cold. Oh, nice right wall over by David. Josiah almost getting that. Will be cut.
Left wall under. I feel like that's the advantage of having a low top mallet. You can see, oh, it gets another shot. It's now 2-5. You can see that David's mallet is considered a low profile mallet. It's a low top, whereas Josiah is a lot taller. the taller profile mallets are better for defense, and the lower ones are better for offense, they say, because they're a little bit more hard to read. They say you can hit it harder. I disagree. I think you can hit it harder with a high top mallet. However, there are some pretty high-level players in the world that use a low top. Oh, it's 3 game point
Game
now.
point, David.
Josiah sets it up, goes for the over, barely misses, goes for the over again.
Chat is reminding us that Josiah is in flip-flops right now, playing his challenge match while David's in his beanie.
It's true.
That's his nickname is Flip.
Yep.
Josiah Flip.
You know, someone left flip-flops here last week, and I thought it was Josiah, and it turns out it was one of the other players. I'm like, who brings flip-flops? It's 36 degrees outside. Oh, no. Josiah scores, or David scores on himself. Josiah taps on his goal a few times to show respect. It's basically like saying, hey, I'm sorry that happened. It's now 4 game point.
Condolences. Sorry for your loss.
Ooh.
Almost happened again.
David almost loses possession. Oh, gets him on a double bank. Those are sort of rare. You can see here he hits the right wall, left wall, and then in on a left wall under.
Was that a called shot?
I don't think so. Usually those types of shots are more accidental.
If we see that one more time,
then it means he meant to do
We have
it.
a case that he meant to do it. The more times he does it, the more I'm likely to say, yeah, that's a called shot.
Right? So now we have, I forgot to hit the button again. I'm the worst. So we now have 2 games to 0. David in the lead.
You know, I'm not too concerned. Even if David wins the set, that it's just time for Josiah to warm up and start getting his head back in the game. Mm-hmm. I think, has David ever been in the challenge match situation?
I think he's only won 1 challenge match. And that was, did he do a challenge match? He hasn't done a challenge match.
So that's what I'm thinking is you get into that mode again. Of course, they're young. Having that focus for that amount of time, those amount of games in a row, can you focus that long? Josiah's done it. He's a proven quantity. Is David going to be able to do the same? Or is Josiah going to have maintained focus and just overtake David in the next games?
I think that's what's going to end up happening. You can see Scott, who he just played earlier today. It was a fantastic game. He's now 7th in Idaho, so he's given Josiah some advice.
What's the stakes here? 11?
This is for 9th best in Idaho.
9, breaking the top 10.
So if David wins, he becomes 9th best in Idaho. Josiah becomes 10th, and everybody moves up 1.
Okay.
If Josiah wins this, nothing happens. I mean, his rating goes up, but not his ranking.
Right. And Ruth, just so you know, everything that you type in chat, they can read. There's a screen in the other room that they can read the chat. So during breaks, they can see what you've written. David
sets it up. He maintains puck possession. You know, and we're learning a lot about what possession time really does to the defending player. The longer you have the puck for, like right now, Josiah's going to start getting antsy because David still has possession of it, right? He's had possession of it so far this entire game. And so when you get the other player getting antsy, sometimes they make mistakes. Instead, Josiah gains possession, goes for a shot. Ooh, that was really close. Goes for the cross. Goes for a left wall. Loses possession.
That's so snappy, that shot.
Yeah, you know, that low top is really working for him. Josiah sets it up, goes for a left wall. It's deflected. He retains possession, goes for the cross, and nails it.
Notice that was outside the center lane.
It was on the far right-hand side of the table, yeah.
Right.
Beautiful shot.
And in past days, what they've been talking about is those shots that are coming outside of that center lane are the ones that are more successful because you're more likely to be able to defend shots coming from inside that center lane, like going across the center circle.
Right. Josiah planting his defense. You see how he's not wavering at all?
Yeah, no turtling there.
See, the last game we were watching, Scott kept turtling back to his goal, and he lost a lot of points that way. And Josiah's planting pretty firm.
Almost exclusively that way, unfortunately.
Yep. David goes for the cut. Goes for the right wall. Right wall under, and he nails it. 2-1 now.
Yeah, don't be afraid to go after a shot just after you shot it.
Oh no! Unforced error, setting the score 3-1 now. Josiah loses possession.
Almost got a goal scored on him by lamenting over the loss of the puck.
You know, I'm seeing that he's not hitting it with as much power as he normally does. That was something surprising about Josiah, was that, you know, him coming in, he only had a few months of practice for his young age, and he was hitting it really hard. But right now he's not hitting it at full power.
Maybe he's timid because he feels not as confident as he once did. And he scored some goals against himself.
Did you see that? From a left-handed player doing a right wall over. It's now 4-2.
Trying his luck again, and it doesn't pan out.
David sets up, goes for the cross, goes for the cut, goes for the cut again. Off goal. Off goal. Off goal. Off goal. 1-2.
Flub.
Retains possession.
It's just a barrage on that left side.
Josiah blocks. David still has possession. Goes for the cross. It's blocked. Gets it back. Goes for the cross again. Josiah blocks it.
Be a really good time to hit him on the right side now that his defense is listing to the left.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Josiah's cheating right is what that's called, where he's blocking more towards one side.
And
And there it is, exactly
it.
like you said.
Was that planned or?
Ooh, Josiah immediately hits it back.
I always wonder, was that what he was trying to do, or did it just happen that way?
If he does it more than once, definitely yes.
Okay.
Ooh,
Cross
beautiful
again.
cross from Josiah.
Don't cross Josiah; he'll cross you.
You don't. It's if you don't cross me or I'll cut you. The
Yeah,
cut
okay,
shot.
whatever. I messed it up. Okay.
This is how the turntables have turntables. It is now game point to 4. This could be David's third game won in a row.
And you can see Josiah is
Left wall over.
warming up as David feigns like he's going to hit a power shot, and then he takes it back.
Does an off goal to reset the shot clock. Does another off goal. He's got 7 more seconds now. Does a right wall 1-2, loses possession. Josiah sets up, goes for the left wall over. Oh, goes for the cross. It is now game point. Oh,
wow. The quick score. But Josiah is definitely heating up now. And he's coming back.
See that left wall under right after a serve. I didn't catch the replay of them walking up and bumping mallets, but that was a ruthless replay brought to you by Ruthless Real Estate.
I would not be surprised if Josiah now wins 4 straight.
I wouldn't be surprised either. You can see his scores are actually coming back up here pretty quick. The first game it was what 3-7, then 4-7, now 6-7. So I do think that he's gonna end up winning this match because he's got the rust knocked off at this point. So it should be interesting.
Well, we'll see.
We need to change these replays here so we're not watching just Scott versus a Moog. But it does. This is like I guess a plug to our previous game that just happened a little bit earlier today. Also, we'd like to remind you that Ruth Real Estate 208-965-3570. She is the one that helped us buy our home. She is the one that helped many people that were affected by a fire in North California, and she helped many people transplant here to Idaho. She's the best. If you are in the area, she is the absolute best real estate agent there is, and I would vouch for her a million times over again. And should be able to pop back in now and see if these guys are ready for the next game.
We're going to see Tim the Zebra is absent. Where'd they go? Are they taking their 2 minutes?
Nope. Oh, I forgot to do this bad boy. Let's see, David. So David won the 3rd game on there. And now it's going to be...
flip.
Yeah.
Flip, Philadelphia.
We should be on game 4. There we are. This is a possible set game for David. If David wins this, he wins the first set. It's only best 2 out of 3 sets, so David is technically 5 games away from taking Josiah's rank from
Ready to
him.
go, guys?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay.
Puck and play.
Woo!
Burner
Left
right down the
wall.
middle.
Or not a left wall. Was that a cross from Josiah?
Oh, it was. Was it a cross? Or...
It is. He's left-handed. That's a cross. It'd be a cut if he was a right-handed player. If it was on that side of the goal. David, you see him doing? He's doing these off goals on purpose. I wasn't certain at the start, but he's doing those off goals on purpose to reset time. Each player has 7 seconds to get that puck across the line, and then it resets. Oh no! Scores on himself.
See, that was the focus I was talking about. Can David maintain the focus throughout all the games of the 2 sets?
Ooh, this is back and forth. Another right wall under. That's a second right wall under in a row against Josiah.
If it works.
Beautiful charge by David. Gains possession and then scores on a left wall under.
Ties it up.
Goes for a left wall. Loses possession.
David sets it up. Off goal.
Oh, 1-2 and makes it.
He is getting him to move his defense to the other side of the goal so it opens that side that he's shooting on.
It's a great 1-2 because he does the 1-2 on the left-hand side and then he immediately shoots it to the right side of the goal. I don't know what exactly happened there, but it looks like David gave it back to Josiah. Josiah scored the point on it.
It seems like a dangerous game to me.
Josiah sets up, goes for that cross. David steals possession, goes for a drift, sets up, goes for an off goal. Another off goal, goes for the 1-2, but keeps possession.
Off goal to the right side again. Trying for that same magic that he did a couple shots ago.
I think that Josiah's getting wise to it, though. He's blocking a lot of these shots. David shooting right down the middle. It's deflected. Goes for a right wall over. Goes for the cross.
I don't know what that was.
Goes for an off goal. See, that's what he's doing to reset himself to get 7 more seconds. Does it again. A very slow off goal.
Needs to be careful.
Scores on himself.
Yep. Almost does it again.
David is 3 points away from winning this entire set. If Josiah is able to squeak out 2 more points, then it'll be 1-3.
Then he
And it'll
starts
put him
his
in a-
comeback.
Right, it'll put him in a much better position than right now.
I notice every once in a while Josiah looks up to check eyes. You ever notice that?
I do notice that. Oh, it worked. David loses possession. Josiah sets up for a left wall. Sets it up again. Goes for that cross and makes it. It is now game point to 4. This could be Josiah's first of many games.
Rattles around in his goal but does not go in.
Goes for that cross again and misses. Goes for the cross again,
Blocks.
but keeps possession. Goes for a left wall. Ooh, very fast left wall. This time it was stolen by David. David drifts, loses possession.
David's getting a little bit crazy.
I like Josiah's drift. Oh, there it is.
wanting to come out. Watch it. The puck wanting to come out and just getting sucked back down.
But that cross, that's getting David right now. You can see the puck almost fly back out of the goal. If it does fly back out, it counts as no goal.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's broken the plane like this?
It's too fast to call. I've never once seen it come out of the goal and them say that it doesn't count as.
What if you can clear? I mean, the point where it counts as a goal is it breaks the transverse plane, right?
Yep.
And once it's broken that's a goal. But if you can see it's done that and it pops out, is it a goal or
not a goal? The question is, at the arcade, are you going to tell a kid that sees it pop out and they're playing and they say, timeout, sorry, that was an actual goal, and you slam it back into their goal? So
yes.
They usually err on the side of if it comes out of the goal, no goal.
But on an instant replay, if you can see that happen, is it a goal or not a goal?
If a tree falls in the forest, that's the question that we have to answer at this point.
It does.
We see Ruth shooting in the chat. She said, man, seems that those shots get him. She's talking about the right wall unders that were getting Josiah. And she was saying great shot when he was doing that cross. I think that he had, how many cross shots did he score in a row?
All of them.
I think it was at least four goals in a row against David.
It was something greater.
So at the top you can
5.
see that Josiah now has... That wasn't done well, was it? I screwed up on that. Josiah, there we go. It should show Josiah with 1 game at the top, David with 3.
I want Spec to come in here and fix these replays.
We are now on to game 5.
I'll grab them real
Yeah,
quick.
do it. Get you.
Oh, static in my ear.
Looks like Scott is sanding the puck for them. Possession starts on the left every game. David sets it up. Looks like there was a foul on the play, so then David gets the puck back. David trying for the transition chase game where he's hitting it while it's in movement off of a drift.
All right.
1-0, Josiah in the lead. Oh no, David scores on himself.
It seems that David
And it
is
was an
losing
unforced
focus.
error. Yeah, see, this is what you call unforced error, where Josiah didn't touch it. It wasn't because the other player interfered with it. It was just that he didn't catch his own shot back. It's 0-2 now.
Yeah, who's gonna get the bragging rights at the end of this? They go to the same school.
Oh no, I didn't think about that. The next day at school, one kid's being carried around by his classmates, the other one holding the books.
Can you imagine that's like at the end of an 80s movie and they just won the air hockey challenge match and the whole school is carrying them around on their shoulders? I want to go to that school.
That's what I dream of every time I go to the World Tournament. Good puck control by David.
And everybody's chanting your name and then they're like, Colin who? Oh, there we go.
David, during a transition shot, goes for the cut.
I think that's what he's going to have to do to keep up with Josiah's game. Is
Oh, he did it again. That's a transition to, was that a cut or was that a cross? I didn't see which side of the goal. It was, well, right down the center.
Crossish. It's very crossy.
Again.
That's what he's going to have to do to keep up with Josiah, is keep up with the transition game, because it seems like he's having trouble with the pucks in motion.
Uh-oh, and Josiah just came out, and opened up his goal for the under versus David. It's still a very close game. But this is a set game here. If David wins this, then he takes the set.
Yeah, Josiah's back is against the wall, unfortunately for him. He's going to have to put up a wall if he wants to salvage this set.
4-4 now. Josiah goes for the left wall. Sets it up again. Keeps it on the left side of the you know, he does a lot of his shots from that left upper quadrant.
I think if he just made his release a smidge quicker.
Oh no.
As I say that, it just
slow goal.
Fluffs in on a stealth move. Just right under David's radar. But if his release is just a little bit quicker, I think he could just sneak some of those in.
Josiah
on
gets
his left
possession
side.
back. Are you seeing the possession difference this game than the other games? You know, David seemed to have the most possession time, but this one it's now Josiah. He's taking over the possession time. David goes for the 1-2. Josiah steals it. And this is a key point right here. If Josiah can pull us to 6 points, and he does.
It. Game point Josiah.
With that cross once again. And he's about to... I mean, if he wins this set, he takes David's 3 games away from him, right? Whoever wins this set, it's like a clean slate for the next set.
Yep.
Uh-oh, 5-6 now.
It's getting frantic.
Josiah goes for still puck, where he's keeping it pretty still on the table.
Oh,
Gets it back. A risky shot.
that was
Sets
very
it up
slow.
again.
Goes for the double.
David gets it back. Loses possession. Josiah takes it. Goes for the left wall over.
Keeps possession.
Keeps it in transition there. Oh, straight down the middle. David steals it. Sets it up.
Oh.
Goes for the 1-2 and makes it. It's now game point.
Set point.
Set point. And David has possession.
Josiah needs to be that wall.
Goes for an off goal to get 7 more seconds.
I think he's setting him up.
Oh, and there it is.
There it
flubbed
was.
off the backside of Josiah's mallet. And David takes the first set in this game. You can see it bounce off the side and hit on the back of Josiah's mallet there.
But at the end there, you can see Josiah wasn't going quietly. I think the second set is going to be different.
It's going to be different. Yeah, I mean, from him having 3 points, 4 points the first game to now having 6 points and, 6, 7, and 6, right? The last game he won. So let's go into a match break here.
Interview time?
Yeah, do you want to send one of those?
Interview? Yeah, I'll go get them.
Go get David. Send him on in.
Get David. Get David.
This is a perfect time to talk about my good pal, Ruth Kmiecik, who is just the absolute best. My story, for anybody that cares, is that a long time ago, I have to snooze this thing. There we go. A long time ago, my whole hometown burned down, along with my the place I worked, my barber, my doctor, my dentist. All of us lost the town, lost our jobs, lost our homes and our workplaces and our churches, our community. And we had to be, we all had to move. And so we came to Idaho, and Ruth helped set us up with a home here in insane record time, and she fought for us, and she's just the absolute best. So we love to be partnered with her. To give her a call at 208-965-3570. David, you just won your first set. Go ahead and sit real close to this mic here. We're using this one right here. There you go. You just won your first set. How you feeling, man?
Great. I feel good because I think I developed a way to defend some of his shots. So
Yeah, you did pretty good. I mean, we were watching you. You did a lot of your shots during transition. You know, when the puck's moving around, it hits your back goal, and you do a cut shot. What I'm seeing a lot of you that I haven't seen a lot of other players in Idaho do is you're doing a lot of off goals. I feel like I'm the only guy who does those anymore. And I saw you do a lot of off goals. I saw you do a lot of 1-2s. They're really risky, but you made it work for you. What are you gonna do different in this next set? Or are you just gonna keep doing the same thing?
I'm gonna do the exact same thing. It seems to work out right now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he was coming back up. He had 3 points, I think, the first game, and then the last 3 games he had 6 points. Then he won a game at 7 points, and then he got 6 points again. Are you nervous that he's adjusting to your strategy?
Yeah, I was, because that one game made me think that he was gonna win the next, and then win the whole thing. I was getting a little nervous, so.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's I think my favorite part about air hockey is that it's a constant game of adjustment. Okay, so like he has to adjust right now. You don't really have to adjust, right? Because you're winning. So he now must adjust. The question is, will he be able to? And when he does, are you going to be able to adjust whatever he changes to? That's what makes it the most fun. You know, you just started playing only a few months ago. If you win this, you're going to be number 9 in Idaho. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel happy.
Yeah?
It's awesome. Yeah.
I heard you guys go to the same school. So what happens after one of these games, like when at school, like are you the cool kid that's like getting carried on everyone's shoulders and he's like carrying your books or what?
Not really.
No.
It's just
Okay, when you tell the other kids at school that you're like well in this case you're right now number 11, so you were 10 a little bit ago today before somebody else jumped rank. So when you tell people that you're number 10 in Idaho, what's their how do they respond? Like your friends at school?
They think it's so silly that I play air hockey.
Do they assume they could beat you? Is the first thing like, oh, I'm sure I could beat you, right? Yep.
Yep, that's exactly what they say.
I don't know how many people have told me that. They're like, I could beat you. I'm like, I'd like to see you try. Like, I'm not going to be rude. Okay, one guy came over to my house. This is one of my favorites. We have a sign outside that says no soliciting. But he pretended like he didn't see it because we were just coming home also. So the garage opens up. We're driving in. He like sees the sign, but then runs over to the garage and he's like, oh, hey, got a minute? And I'm like, oh, man, what are you selling, man? He's like, solar. I'm like, all right, I'll make you a deal. If you can beat me at air hockey, then I'll buy solar panels from you. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I've got an air hockey table inside. You want to step inside and play air hockey? He's like, yeah, but I'm going to warn you, I go to the Boys and Girls Club. I was like, all right, man, come on inside. And he walks in, he sees the 3 tables set up. He's like, I don't know if I'm that good. And I'm like, let's play. He didn't get any points. I did not buy solar. And that's how that story went. But I love that, like, I have to warn you, I'm in the Boys and Girls Club. And I'm like, whoa. All right, it was pretty great.
It's fun.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone that's brand new and playing?
I'm not good at giving advice at all. I just have fun, I guess.
All right, man. Well, hey, good luck on your next set. If you win the next set, you become number 9 in Idaho, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
If he wins the next set, then you go to set number 3. Is this your first challenge match that you've ever done?
My second one.
Second one. Who was your first one against? Anthony. Okay, that's what got you your rank. Okay, that's right. See, because he's done a few challenge matches, so that was another question, is like, who's going to outlast the other person? Sometimes a challenge match isn't just about, you know, being tricky with shots, it's about outlasting the other player, so.
Yeah.
All right, man, well, hey, good luck, and if you want, you can shoot Josiah in here real quick, and we can ask him some questions.
All right.
Thanks, man. Josiah's got some great shots on there. And so, you know, I'm definitely going to talk to him about his power, because I'm noticing a lot of his shots have a lot less power. The ones that have a lot of power, he scores. And the ones that have a lot less power, he ends up giving up. That's not Josiah.
I'm Josiah, guys. Hi, Nathan. My dad told me.
He told you that we're sending you in?
He's listening to this.
Okay, good. You tell you about hitting harder shots?
What? No, he didn't say.
Yeah, get over here, man, to get close to the microphone so we can hear you. So, you know, we want to get. I'm noticing that whenever you hit the puck, you're hitting it with like a lot less power, and he's stealing it from you. And then the ones that you hit it hard, like you can watch these replays. The ones that you hit it hard, you end up getting a score. Yeah. And so how are you gonna adjust? That's a big question, because he's technically winning right now. He's got a whole set on you now. So what are you gonna do to adjust to beat him?
I don't know. I found a strategy that works, but it's like very dumb. I don't no about defense, because when I'm like normally playing defense, I'm just there and he scores a lot of the time.
Okay.
And when I just play I lean back, so like my knee's still up against the table when I'm playing defense.
Okay.
But when I lean back like this,
Yeah.
he never scored. When
No,
I did
that's
that.
a really good. That's
know
not.
why.
First off, I thought when you said silly, I thought you were gonna like look over there and him be like what, and then you score a goal. Like that to me is silly. But no, changing your defensive stance is huge. That's very important. So when I'm against Matt Bentley, I have to lean back, because why? Matt does a bunch of shots from the very back of his goal, and it gives me too much time and I overcorrect. Are all off-speed shots, so I have to lean back further. Against people like Spec, I have to lean a lot further forward, right? Because he does his shots really stinking fast, and I have to be there to catch him in the middle of it. With you, I would say what's working for you offensively is this shot right there. If you see it in the replay, you're getting in with this cross shot. What's not working for you is when you go to attack and you stop the puck. You're doing a lot of still shots where you stop it fully and you're doing your shot. I'm not seeing that work yet against him.
Okay.
The shot that is working for you is your left wall over. That one's good. And your cross. Your cross against him, where you hit it with your left hand to the left side of his goal, that's working like crazy against him. He's getting you on the transition shots, and you're losing a lot of possession, so make sure to jump out there and stop that puck.
Wait,
Don't
what
be
do you
afraid to
mean
jump
by
out.
transition shot?
So you'll see some of them in these replay. That's like when he hits, it does an off goal, goes against his off goal, is coming back again, and he hits it forward. Instead of stopping it, he got you on 3 cuts in a row on a transition shot, which means it was in motion, and it was sort of not fully in control by either player, right? We can also show the results right now, so you can take a look. You got so stinking close. At the start, you had only 3 points. If you see set 1, you only had 3 points. Then you got 4. Then you almost won. Then you did win. Then you almost won. So we can see that you're adjusting. The one thing I'd say to you is get serious. You don't want him to take your rank away. You know, you guys both have to go to school tomorrow, and he's gonna be like carried on all the other kids' shoulders, and you're gonna be carrying his books around. You don't want that to happen. You're gonna win this, right? Don't let him take what you've earned. You won in your bracket, so don't let him take that from you. All right, man.
Okay.
All right, go out there, kick some butt. Oh, and we got your mom in here saying, "Shake it off, let's go." She was saying, "Great shot when you won your game." And see, she said, you know, bragging rights for school, so kick some butt.
Yeah.
Also, something about eating more chicken.
Huh?
Yep.
Oh, to grow, it's like you just said.
We're not sponsored by Chicken Company yet, but one day I'll be able to say, Josiah, not brought to you by KFC. Like, all right, man, good luck. Kick some butt. And for all of you watching, remember that in the other room, they're able to see all the comments. I can see them here as well, but in the other room, we have a big screen. They can see all the comments. So shoot some comments on there, give them some love, ask any questions you would like, and they can answer those questions when they are in between sets. And we're right about to jump into our next set. So we've got 1 set to 0 now. Let's see. There we go. I think we're on bottom row, right?
Sounds good. Also, definitely maybe.
I think it should be red on this side. Yes. And now we see the desolate table blinking 7-6 from the previous game. The ultimate score. You can see on our banner in the background, Air Hockey 7-6, the ultimate score. There are, I want to say 30 people right now that have a 7-6 tattoo on their arm because it's the ultimate score. It means that it was at its most intense that it could have been.
Man, I'm going to get a 7-8 tattoo.
David says, look at my finger. Yep.
Do we do another face-off?
Nope. It's going to start on the same side every game.
I just want to beat somebody so hard. It's like 6-8. I'm going to get 6-8 tattoo.
Have you seen it when you score a goal and it counts as 2 on some tables? Like where it just kind of glitches out? That's how you can do that.
But you have to do it really hard, right?
Mm-hmm. It's got to bounce up and down on the sensor. David is playing Smell My Finger with the ref.
What?
I don't know if you saw that. Here, let's listen in.
Yeah, Nathan said it was fine, because I just went in and asked him.
It's fine. It's going to start on the same side for every set.
Starts off on this side, guys.
Yep.
Well,
All right.
if Nathan says so, it must be true.
Believe me, I just did a challenge match against Anthony Marino, and I fought for the. I wanted it to be a possession every time, but nope. It would start on the same side every single game.
Distraction. How do you think it's going to go this way? But after talking to both of them,
David said, "I'm just going to do the same thing." He was like, "I'm just going to do the same thing that was working." I'm like, "You're going to have to adjust, man." Josiah's been bringing up his score. But he's like, "Nope, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing." It's working for me. I found the shots that work. Josiah is already actively thinking about. It was really funny. You missed it, Matt. He was like, "I'm gonna do that. It's super silly, but I'm gonna do this thing that works really well." And I was like, "What is it?" I expect him to say something actually silly, but he's like, "I'm gonna stand a little bit further back on my defense. I'm gonna lean a bit further back." And I'm like, "That's not silly. That's exactly right. That's how I have to play against Matt Bentley, right? Against Spec, I have to lean forward. Against Matt, I have to lean back. It depends on your opponent." And so, goes for that 1-2 again. David, now it's 2-0. I do think Josiah's gonna win this if he is true to what he said with his adjustment. Beautiful shot.
I mean, those will only help him out for like bank shots and stuff. It's not gonna do a lot for those straight shots coming right at him. You have to stay strong.
2-2. Josiah. Right wall under. It seems to be that's the one that's Josiah's weakness this game. It gets him with the cross. 3-3.
Why he do that? Almost gets him with another cross. Josiah setting up his shot. Tries for the left wall, misses or blocked. Josiah drifting. Gets that cross again.
3-5 now.
Yeah, David paying a lot of attention to that finger on his mallet. (6-5). Can Josiah close this out and win his first game of this set? Ruth said, "Someone show Josiah how to block those right wall shots."
There it is, with the cut shot, or the cross shot, powered by Ruthless Real Estate. Beautiful shot. That's the one that's won him, I don't know how many points. It definitely won him the previous game that he got. So it is now 1-0 in the second set. It looks like they're already ready to play.
What do you think, David? What's going through David's head right now? He doesn't look very happy.
Well, I told him, I said that air hockey's all about adjusting, right? And if your opponent adjusts, then you're gonna have to adjust back, and it's a game of adjustment. And so if he just lost, he might be realizing that Josiah's adjusted, and now he's gonna have to try to adjust back, but will he? And that's the thing that I was figuring with this game, was that David was gonna be ahead at the start, Josiah was gonna study it, adjust, and then over adjust to where David, was trailing behind, and end up winning.
Josiah drew the charge, but did not take advantage of that.
Ruth in the chat is saying, someone show Josiah how to block that right wall under. It's a hard one to block. You have to, especially
you either have
if it's
to
a good
be
shot.
there or you're not.
Yeah, and so like right there, if he had blocked for the right wall under, he would have opened up for the over that David just shot, and he would have had a goal scored. So Josiah did the right thing on that block that he just did.
Smells like pizza.
Josiah asks to sand the puck, gets permission. On the side of the table is a little piece of sandpaper there, because the puck gets these little dings in it when it's hit hard, and it will stop floating, and it moves a lot slower. And it's kind of incredible how much of a difference it makes in the game when the puck is moving at a different speed than you're used to.
Yeah, sometimes timing can be everything. Difference between a missed shot or a missed block.
Ooh, Josiah catches David charging the puck. Josiah leaps forward. You can see here, leaps forward before Josiah even makes contact. Leaves his goal wide open. Returns a point though, and now it's 1-1. Ooh, Josiah almost did it again. Nope. David's too wise to it.
Josiah with a look of betrayal on his face. Did you see that?
Yeah, well, the 1-2s are hard. They catch you off guard. It's almost like why a brand new player at the arcade can score a point or two is because you don't expect them to rush every shot. And when they rush one of the ones and return it, it just catches you off guard. And David's been doing that a bit to Josiah, where he returns a shot when most players would stop it and reset the puck. David goes for the shot.
Nice.
Josiah with a beautiful cut on that one. See, normally he's been doing the cross shot, but that last one was a cut.
Left-handed cut.
Yep.
Around the mallet in
fumbles
the goal.
in. That's such a hard shot. That's called a forced error, right? So it wasn't that Josiah scored on himself without it being interfered with. It went around his mallet and he scored on it himself, sort of that way. 4-2 now. See, this is where I think David excels. He's hitting it while it's in rapid movement. Oh, Josiah lunges, misses it barely.
Just that little bit of hesitation cost them the puck.
This is what Colin Cummings was saying. He's a world champion right now, 11 years, almost in a row. But when he was too small to reach the center line, he told people, he said, you know, when I am finally big enough to reach that center line, no one's going to be able to beat me. And he was right. And I think the same goes for Josiah. Right now he can't reach the center line, but as soon as he's able to, I don't think anyone's going to be able to beat this kid.
Well, I'll say definitely maybe.
It's my favorite song.
Is it a song?
I don't know, but if not, it should be.
Game point, David.
I'm not mad that he scored the point. I'm mad that I just now realized that when you said, is it a song, I could say definitely maybe, and that would have been amazing, and I just lost it.
Mm-hmm. You lost it. And Ruth is in the
point.
chat telling, I think she's telling Josiah to eat more chicken, and I know she's definitely not telling me.
I told Josiah that too, so he's fully aware.
And I think all our bovine friends out there are telling them the same thing.
David at game point to 3 still. Loses possession.
Oh my
no!
goodness. Let's watch that super slow.
I just said lost possession, but no,
Watch.
he didn't.
So stealthy and slow.
Did he go all the way over the line? I don't think he did. I think it was a complete legal shot. Oh,
Yeah.
You can see both players are laughing because that wasn't really supposed to end that way.
That was a total jungle stealth bomber mission. That puck went on so many walls and just glided into the radar.
Right?
Josiah just sanded that puck.
It's true that when you hit a hard, fast shot over and over and over again, then you hit one that's slightly slower. Not slow, but slightly slower. It really throws the opponent off.
That was significantly slower. Here's the
Plaid guy.
El Centro. I don't know what set he's repping, but he's from somewhere.
Scott just changes his... a second ago, he looked like a ref. Then he looked like a commando.
He's a
pirate.
gangsta.
Now he's like an Idaho mobster.
Gangsta. He's got the top button on his shirt, and everything else is open, so he has free access to all his weaponry.
I like
He's
David's
ready.
little. I will say that one of the commonalities of people with a low top mallet like David is they always do the twirl in their hand. So watch David real quick, and he's gonna do it. I'm sure he's gonna do the little mallet twirl, because that's just what they do when they're getting ready for a game.
I'm same with a 6-shooter. You got to do the twirl.
Ooh, immediately stolen by David. I really like that play because he moved out to block,
Clack, clack, clack.
and then stole possession and then scored a goal on it. That was expertly done by David.
Both competitors
I
have
love
one
that.
game
Josiah
apiece.
stole it back.
Oh, waited
lost
for him to
possession,
come
though.
out.
Yeah, David sort of baited him. Josiah stopping the puck, going for a shot.
It almost actually went into his own goal. That's dangerous.
Yeah, you know, this one thing I told him when he was in here was that he might not want to do that still puck anymore because still puck, it doesn't seem to be working against David. Ooh, work there. Went for the cross, or he got the cut shot, left-handed cut shot on him. David with the left wall over.
Did he give you any reason for the beanie?
I didn't ask.
What's happening? Do I need more bass in my voice?
Yes. Ooh. Great off goal, or great over attempt. David almost stole it. Josiah takes back possession, sets it up, goes still puck, and gets him with the cross. 2-3.
Seems like still puck is working again.
You know, one thing I'm not seeing David do that a lot of low top players do is the forehands. You're so childish. Yes, do. But the forehand that is a shot that most low top ballot users do, but I'm not seeing him do a whole lot of that. Actually, Moog did a lot of that last game.
What?
The forehand shots.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like David, I would assume he'd be decent with them, with the way, like with his style. He does this very tricky style.
Nice over.
Beautiful. That was a right wall over done left-handed. That's Josiah's hardest shot for him to do. It's the hardest shot for a right-handed player
And
to do a left wall over.
It's like a glancing blow shot too.
Yeah. Bringing the score 3-3. David goes for a jungle shot, misses.
Spec.
I want me one of those.
The soda?
Yeah. I'll be right back. You're in charge of the old replay
As
right now.
Josiah drifts and makes a shot on the left side of the goal, misses, blocked by David. Josiah with some strange, like waving in front of the goal defense. Maybe it's trying to trick David that he's not defending the goal properly when he actually is. Goes around David's mallet and goes into his goal for a 4-3 lead. David quickly shoots to the other side, misses, but gets possession back. And with that, Nathan is back with his
Cream soda brought to you
Cream
by
soda.
Henry Winehards. Just kidding. They have not paid us a cent. Maybe one day. Matt, one day we will sip the soda from a sponsor paid by one of these big companies, but today's not that day. Ooh, left wall over. David.
ties it up.
That's what I'm saying is that one of the hardest shots for the right-handed players to do. It's just not as natural, and it's a lot more readable when you're going for a left wall shot when you're right-handed. I did hear David talking before this game though when he was practicing against his dad. He said, "I need to work on." Yeah, it's gonna go back to Josiah because David rushed. Yeah, he did. Yep. Yeah. I think that everybody's in agreement. We have a brand new ref today. That's actually David's dad reffing for the first time.
Stepping up to help us out.
I will say though, he does have the ref look more than any other ref that we have.
He looks like an NBA ref.
He really does.
Which is interesting because our logo kind of similar to the NBA logo. Oh.
We're back. We're good.
Ew. Josiah takes control of the puck, looks up at David, see where he's looking. Still puck, flubs the puck.
Flubs it. David now 2 points away from taking the second game. Goes for a slow drift, off speed, off goal. Loses control, loses possession.
Well,
Josiah takes it, goes for the cross. Oh no, and scores on himself. That was a
game point, David.
unforced error there. Can Josiah pull out the next few points in a row?
Good block by David. Setting up the puck just off center. Try to get that straight in. Bringing Josiah off and hitting the other side of the goal for the win.
That cross shot that he did was well executed. It brought Josiah out of the way. He, when he moved his mallet to the left, it actually pulled Josiah's mallet out of the way as well.
Yeah, he's using his off goals properly. It's pretty good.
It's too quiet when the table turns off. I don't know what to do with myself when the table out there turns off.
Is the table off?
It is.
How good.
It's scary.
It's peaceful.
It's quiet, too quiet.
A little too quiet.
We got Ruth saying that she's pulling her hair out while she's watching this game right now. Those 1-2s that David's doing. Josiah's got the right wall over that he's pulling out left-handed. But then David's pulling out the left wall overs right-handed. And, it's working for him right now.
So Josiah's path forward right here is 3 games in a row, and he goes to the next set. While David just wins 2 games, and he pulls out the win.
Yep.
That's where we're at.
And now we're going to game number 4 in the second set. David now 2 games away from ending this match.
You can't prohibit genius. What's the matter?
I feel like this mic was on. It's freaking me out.
It can't be.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Ruth's over there pulling her hair out.
Okay, it's about to happen, Matt. The table sound's about to turn on. There it is. Okay. When that thing turns off, it's just too quiet. It needs to be on.
How do you sleep at night?
With the white noise of the air hockey table. I just sleep underneath one of them.
Oh, okay. You go. What do you think about this thing that
Josiah's
doing with his defense here?
I'm one to say that if it works, it works. So if him flinging his mallet around like that works, right now he just got a free possession for no reason against David. So is it working? I don't know.
I don't think that had anything to do with it.
I don't like the idea of moving your mallet too much because, and I do it myself and I shouldn't, but if you're moving your mallet around too much on defense, it gives the opponent ample time to score a goal against you.
He moved his mallet this way, which gave him a clear lane to score that straight.
You can see he's opening up his goal completely right there. Yep. But the point is that he actually is actively trying to adjust right now. Ooh. He clipped it.
Not in a good way.
David goes for an off goal, resets, sets it up, goes for the cross, loses
Blocked.
possession.
Oh,
no!
It goes in. It's one of those.
That's happened quite a few times against Josiah, though, where he doesn't stop it with enough force and it slides in.
Just keeps that momentum going through.
David goes for a 1-2. Both of them miss. There it is. He gets the cut shot on Josiah.
3-1.
I don't feel like he's had that many cuts against Josiah, though. Josiah's been blocking that middle pretty well.
But he's recently been starting this weaving his mallet thing.
The wobble defense. Yeah. What are we going to name that?
Weeble wobble.
Sets up, goes for a left wall, gets it back. Oh, goes for a pump fake.
That
and
was
it works.
effective.
It froze up David. If you can see his left hand, he pump fakes one time, and it's just enough to get David out of the way.
That was really good.
David right down the middle, deflected. Off goal. Off goal.
I'm predicting a...
Down the middle, loses possession. Josiah hits it in transition. Goes for a cross.
Good stop.
Goes for
Way
a
to maintain
right
control.
wall. Almost made it. David was out of the way, too. It was just a missed shot. Josiah's cracking up at something right now. Ooh, goes for another right wall.
I mean, Josiah is at such a significant disadvantage not being able to reach the center line there.
It's, you know, and he's also left-handed, which gives him a lot of pros and a lot of cons. Like, his left wall's going to be much stronger, but his right wall's going to be extremely weak, generally. You know, David's been pulling off a lot of left walls, which generally should be his weak shot. Beautiful stop. Josiah gets it, goes for the cross, gets it back. I like the temper of this game where instead of it just being like goal, 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 Josiah's been slowing it down now and taking his time, aiming his shots.
The temper?
I meant to say tempo.
The tempo, okay.
But I do wish there was a bit more temper in this game. Let's put it that way. I think that they're having a fun. You can see Josiah's laughing right now, but he needs to get serious. He's about to lose his rank if he's not careful.
Did you tell him that?
I did.
What'd he say? Oh, tried to flick it in, but just off.
Oh, a slow cut.
Josiah all the way extended, and David just takes the opportunity to score under his defense.
Okay, do you see Josiah waiting the 10 seconds? That's what I'm talking about. He needs to get angry. He needs to get fierce right now. He needs to get motivated. The question is he going to let the tempo slow him down, or is he going to still hit it really hard? Nope, he's still hitting it pretty good. Ooh, good rush by David, securing himself the possession. Josiah resets and goes for the cut and gets it.
That was a good left-handed cut.
And instead of being 5-2, it's now 5-3, and Josiah has possession again. Goes for another cut and gets it. It's now 5-4.
A little bit higher this time, which was effective.
David scores on himself. Do you think that he got overconfident and now he's suffering because of it?
I don't think that was the case. I think it was just... That's just what happened.
Again, right wall over by Josiah. It's now game point. He was down 5-2, and it's now game point in Josiah's favor.
I think this is the difference between somebody that's been...
That was incredible. You know, I even hit the wrong replay. I was too excited. It was supposed to be the final shot replay. But you could see he got the left wall over from 5-2 to 5-7, and that is what I'm talking about. When he's laughing and having fun, and he's not getting serious, but when he got serious there, that was the difference maker. He just got 5 points in a row without a point being scored against him.
What do you think's going through David's mind right now?
If I were him, I'd be reevaluating everything. That's called an adjustment. Josiah just made a massive adjustment, and now if I was David, I'd be saying, uh-oh, what I'm doing isn't working anymore. I have to change what I'm doing. The question is Josiah going to do what I've done in the past way too many times by getting a little bit excited and thinking, okay, I got this now. See, he's excited again, and I don't want to see that. I want to see him getting very serious.
That was, yeah, like Ruth said, that was after the 10-second hold in the goal reset, and then all those points came after that.
Game starts off. Let's see if...
It's all tied up in games right now in set 2. This set is to keep Josiah alive. Omug chiming in on what he thinks that David should do. Switch up his D.
Ooh. I mean, it was a great rush, and it luckily didn't get it scored on himself, but then David just took possession. It was quite a great play by David, being way out there. That's what we teach, is that when it touches your mallet, you should be jumping forward. See how he's up forward? I like David's style right now.
Yeah, a lot of the new players are just doing that, just jumping out at every contact with the puck.
And that's the way it should be. It's 0-1. Josiah does that same... The last time he did that pause, he got 5 in a row. So let's see what Josiah does now. Goes for the cut, misses, or actually deflected. Sets it up.
Barely.
Do you see David's defense right now? He's sitting a lot further back. Look where his defense is. Yep. And he's leaving that open. David, unforced error, loses possession and then gets scored on. 2-1 now.
Coming out just a little bit, just to leave him vulnerable to that right wall.
Look at Josiah's style and his speed that he's playing at right now. You can see his wrist. Uh-oh. Okay.
I could hear him say, "Oh,
He
man."
was mad that it didn't fall in. I've had that where I hit it and I'm like, please go in. Please just go in.
Blocking the 1-2, that's pretty good. But can't stand up to that flurry of shots by David.
I will say that 1-2 does seem to be working against Josiah, and it's hard to block. You know, the idea is just you got to start taking away the off goals.
Yeah.
I actually get pretty irritated if I do an off goal on somebody and they steal it, because it was intended to come back, right? And so if Josiah were to start taking away those off goals, but then he's going to leave his goal wide open. Ooh, beautiful, fast cut by David. 3-3 now. They're both 2 games apiece in this set. This game matters so much because a winner of this game will then set themselves up for a set
That
win.
just gets forced in. Nothing David could do.
4-3. David loses possession. Josiah went for a left all over.
He seems to be like really winding up his arm to launch those pucks.
It goes for the right wall over. Another right wall. It's for the cut. Loses possession. David takes it. Goes for a left wall. Loses possession again. This is anybody's point right now, but this is a fantastic
Good snag
volley.
by Josiah.
It was a good stop. I love it when they stop it with the back of the
low
mallet.
power, and he's lucky he didn't lose that.
Ooh, beautiful rush by David. Gives himself possession. Let's see if he'll do something with it. Goes for the cross. Misses.
Good
Goes straight
block.
on the center. Josiah blocks it. Josiah with a still puck again. I think it was better last game when he had it in motion.
I think so.
David with the 1-2. This time not fruitful.
Josiah blocks, takes control. Oh,
Another
another rush.
rush. That's successful. David's really getting those rushes down.
I think it's because he's starting to predict what Josiah's going to hit.
Right.
Based on his body language.
You know, many players say not to rush, but I think it's a very useful tool if it's done correctly.
If you can
David's doing it
100%
right.
predict what someone's going to do, I don't see the harm in it.
Yeah, but then if you could also 100% predict it, I guess you wouldn't need the rush. Beautiful left wall under, setting the game 5-3. Josiah sets it up real slow. Goes for the left wall. Oh,
Game
it
point,
is back
Josiah.
of the mallet from David into his own goal. A forced error by Josiah.
That's what a move did to me yesterday. To win it.
Oh.
Forced error.
Game point 3. Do you see how like Josiah was only down, what, it was like 6 points almost every game in the last set. Mm-hmm. Now he's winning by a pretty wide margin in last game and this game.
As predicted.
Yeah. And there it is.
Left wall over
wall
for the win. The final
over.
shot replay. Look at
David
this
was out
beautiful
of
shot.
place. He pulls back. He goes to the right because he saw it moving over that way and loses to the over. Beautiful game. It is now 3-2. Josiah only 1 game away from winning the second set, which would put us into a third set.
You think David's ready for set 3?
That's the thing. With David saying, I don't really need to adjust. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm like, you don't want to do that. Air hockey is a constant game of adjustment. That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
They say that the player that wins is the player that adjusts the most, that makes the most adjustments. So if he's just going to sit on one style, all it takes is Josiah learning what that style is and then winning. So we're going to have to see what happens in this next game. But if Josiah is able to pull out this game, which I think he's very capable of doing, then he's got the set, and then the question will be if David's going to change up his style in the next set or not.
Okay.
We can see here. Actually, I guess we don't have time with the popping. Well, do we have time? I think we do. Can we do it? Can I show the scores before they jump into the next game? Let's try. Doesn't hurt to try. So you can see the first set. Josiah was only down. The very first game, down 3 points, but he had come back up 6, then 7, then 6. And in this set so far, it has been 7-3, 4-7, 7 Josiah. And David's 5-7, 7-5-5. And so, technically, David is leading on overall points this set, I believe, where it's very close. But Josiah has taken those last few games away. So my thinking is that this next game goes to Josiah. And this is going to be game number 6. In the second set.
And unfortunately, any gains that David would have had should Josiah win this set will be erased. What's the sound of a plane just going? Here we go. Game 6, yeah?
Yeah, David's now doing slow puck. Uh-oh. David is seeing if he can get tricky with Josiah. Josiah goes to the
tired.
level. Well, and that's what I was going to say was who's going to outlast. That's one thing I said to David, or maybe it was Josiah. I don't remember which one I said it to, but, they're so used to these 2 out of 3 games at the arcade. They're not used to a full-on challenge match that lasts a few hours. David gets the first point with a cross.
Not a lot of setup there. Just hitting the puck to hit it. Oh, that was over.
Yeah, and he called it.
David drifting and hitting off goal. Doing a 1-2, missing. Blocked by Josiah, who gets control of the puck. Tries for that left-handed cut.
Ooh, he baited David out, but David still blocked it. He went right into David's mallet. When people come out like that, it does encourage me just to hit like right next to their mallet. I don't go for the bank. I usually still go for the straight if I can.
Really?
I do. Because I know it's wide open. Ooh.
2-0.
2-0. Gets him on another cross. I really like David's drift. I like how it starts fast and he kind of slows it down, and it almost like it lulls you into a sleep, right?
It's similar to Specs Mesmerized drift.
Oh, I loved how he just stopped that on the back of his mallet. He did lose control, but that was fantastic. Josiah, baited David out but missed the shot. Looks like David touched it. So possession goes to Josiah. The back of that head has been brought to you by Tim, David's dad. This is kind of fun because it's a 13-year-old versus a 13-year-old, and it's two of the best players in Idaho, and they've gotten so good so fast, and it's crazy because if I had started when I was 13 years old rather than a few years ago, I don't even know how good I would be today. I definitely wouldn't be in the rank I'm in now. I would be probably 10 or 20 ranks higher.
Who would be mentoring you?
Yoda. Who would be mentoring you? If you could choose anybody.
Maybe,
Still good.
Maybe Vince?
Still a good puck. He has to flip it though, yeah.
Two zero for David.
But can you tell that it's very different? It was fun and goofy. They were just kind of hitting a bunch of random shots. They're trying weird defenses, and now it's very serious. They're taking each shot very carefully. It's very precise. David goes for that 1-2, loses possession of it. Josiah, he does that. He'll randomly look over. Do you see that? He just looks randomly off to the camera.
He's like looking right at you.
Yeah, he looks right at the camera, and then David's like, what are you looking at? And then he makes a shot. He doesn't even have to point and say, look over there. He just kind of looks. Ooh, beautiful cut attempt by David, blocked by Josiah. David goes for 1-2, shoots it backwards.
I hate when that
Sets
happens.
up, loses possession. Josiah now has the opportunity to get the first point this game. And gets it with a left wall under.
I wonder when these kids' bedtime is.
When is my bedtime? That's what I'm wondering. But the thing is, I can't sleep. This is too intense.
It's like camping.
Intense, like camping.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful transition. Actually,
From the drift.
That wouldn't even be transition. That's just more from a drift, right wall under.
Look at how fast that was skipping frames.
Did you see it was from the back of David's mallet? That's, I think, what made that so deceptive, was that he wasn't hitting it at the 12 o'clock of the mallet. He was hitting it near, like, the 5 o'clock. Ooh, he's doing some stuff.
Dangerous. I think he saw that was so effective.
Ooh,
and
loses possession.
loses control.
You know, Josiah can't really afford to lose this game because it's going to tie it up 3-3. He really needs to just close this game out and save his energy for the next set. So Josiah needs to come up with a win, and he's not going to do it that way. So it's 5-1. The thing is that we've seen it before.
Timeout.
We've seen it before, 5-2, where Josiah has come up with 5 points in a row. Can he come up with 6 points in a row right now?
I think that was a timeout that made sense right there.
Was it a timeout?
I mean, it looked like they're taking a timeout.
Oh, they just didn't hit the old timeout button. All right. Yep, it was a timeout.
Whistled back in play by Tim. Josiah analyzing. Does not make it in. He's blocking a lot of stuff.
You know, I feel that Josiah has sort of established himself this game as a Seabiscuit, right? He doesn't do as well until he's massively behind, and then he comes out swinging. So I'm excited to see what he's about to do with this game right now. Ooh, David with the rush, or the charge. Nope, loses possession. Josiah gets it back.
Keeps possession. He's just like a couple centimeters off of the goal.
Oh, here we go. Yep, there it is. When he gets that drift going like that, it's a beautiful drift too, where he's hitting the very back of the puck, back and forth, and then he just slams either a right wall, in that case it was a left wall over from a drift. It's a very hard shot to block. If he can do that again here, he's got this game.
Yeah, it was very effective yesterday.
He's going to go over 7 seconds if he's not careful. There it is.
And now it is all tied up in games. Going into game 7 of set 2, it's either going to be David takes Josiah's rank, or Josiah stays alive for another set.
And that was a Ruthless Real Estate replay brought to you by Ruth Kmiecik Real Estate.
Replay.
Set point either way this game.
Set game.
Set game. Okay, Matt, what's your take? Who's gonna win this one?
I still think Josiah's just warmed up, and now he's gonna take this game and take it to set 3. To me, David just looks tired to me. He looks like he's wanting to be done with this. I think if it goes into set 3, I think that's gonna be very demoralizing for him. He's gonna say, "Oh man, I need to close this out." I think it's gonna cause him to try to rush and just end the game. I think that's gonna be Josiah's advantage, to be calculating. And
well, I mean, it's not even just a set
pick
game.
him apart.
If David wins this game, he takes the entire match.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it is set game and match game, a possible match game for David.
Yeah.
I think that you're right. I have a feeling. It sounds silly, but I don't want to say if David doesn't win this game, then he's going to lose the game. But what I'm going to say, if he doesn't win this next game, I do believe he's going to lose the challenge match because of what you just said. One is demoralizing. He could have won. He was this close, and then he let it fall apart.
I mean, how many times have we seen that happen? You know, either this close to winning the whole dang thing, 1 point, doesn't happen, and then the whole challenge match is lost because of that 1 point. It's just such a mind loss, I guess.
Yep. We're going into game 7 on the second set.
I mean, this is psychological warfare, man.
I have a gut feeling that this game is going to push its way all the way to 6-6. What do you say?
I don't think so. Maybe 6-5. I'm glad everybody's ready. I think Ruth's starting to feel the intensity.
Tent City, is that Portland?
Yep. That's San Francisco. LA. I don't know. One of those coastal towns.
Yeah, they should get a house from Ruthless Real Estate. This is it. Set game.
Looks tired, looks determined.
Oh, right out the gate, Josiah. I think he's realized that this is it. A left wall over right off the start. David, though, doing his shots from adrift, like we were saying, was working.
That's so underpowered.
Hey, that
right
was
there.
his first forehand, though, that I saw. It was very underpowered. It was in the middle, but it was a forehand nonetheless. David showing some energy here. Ooh. Oh!
Return to
Josiah
sender.
does a left wall, gets immediately blocked, and then it fires in. Beautiful play.
Transition.
2-0. One only asks, why didn't he do this one game ago?
I mean, if it was spec, he's just trying to make it interesting.
Well, that's Josiah if he ends up winning this match. Like, hey, why did you not fight so hard on that, 3-3 game? It's now 3-0. I think this is the biggest lead Josiah has ever had on David this entire match from a beginning of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Shot of opportunity, misses it. David takes possession. Goes for a 1-2 and nails it.
Such a good shot.
Ooh! Left wall, right underneath David's shot. 4-1 now.
You think David's feeling the pressure now?
Yeah, except that right there, Josiah flubs it in on himself. Forced error. Now 4-2. A left wall under. We haven't seen Josiah do too many left wall unders. He's done a lot of overs, he's done a lot of other shots, but that left wall under, which should be his bread and butter shot.
Maybe he was saving it until now.
I believe it.
You don't know the machinations of Josiah's mind.
Oh no, David unforced error on himself.
Set point.
It's now set point to 2. This could be the set right here. And there it is. Scored on himself. 7-2. Josiah.
I had that thought in the back of my head, 7-3.
Oh.
But benefit of the doubt, I said 7-5. And that's set 2, taken by Josiah to keep alive his hopes and dreams of keeping his state rank. And I'll get him in here to talk to you.
Do you want to talk to him?
No.
Okie doke, go grab him.
You talk to him. I talk to him all the time. Because I go to the arcade.
I'm gonna smack some sense in David. David, what are you talking about, boy?
Who talked to him?
Well.
I think David's forfeiting the last match.
No way!
He's tired and yeah.
Well, we saw he was tired, but man, okay. So it's funny because we just said that. I said if David, we both said if he doesn't win this last game, he's probably gonna lose because he's getting super tired, and and Josiah is getting some energy. Okay, I have to ask though, not that game that you just won, the one right before it. Why didn't you show this amount of energy? You could have beat him and close it out early, but you kind of were, you played slow and calm, and he beat you. And then the next game you crushed him. There was a game right before that. It was 5-2, and you came back and won. I don't know if you realize that was.
Wait, I won that game?
There was a game that was like 3 games ago.
I thought I lost that.
It was 5-2, and then it was 5-3, then 5-4, then 5-5, then 5-6, and then you won it. You got 5 points in a row at 5-2. It was incredible. And then this last game, not this one that just happened, but the one right before that, you were down and you let him win. I'm like, what is going on? And then in this game, you basically crushed his head in. It was this last game was 7-2.
Not the last one, but the time before. Yeah. So that time I was like doing my shots. At the beginning, I was trying to go like normal, like that last time. But when I was shooting, he kept blocking. He knew all my strategies and everything. And then that last time, I just took a longer break. That's why I asked for the extra break, extra minute. And I tried like another shot, and I was like, okay, that worked. And I was like, yeah, I could do this now. And yeah.
You got Ruth here. She's freaking out. I don't know if she has any hair left. She just said she was pulling her hair out during these games. But I think. So, do you think that he's actually gonna forfeit? You think that he's done with this match?
Yeah, because he's like, I'm done. I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep.
Oh, tell him he has to carry your books tomorrow at school. That was a big thing. Of
I don't have any books to. Well,
get some books. You need to go to the library.
I do have books.
Get some books.
She says to keep it on the shelf in the classroom, so
it
I
doesn't
can't
need to
take
be
it out.
school books. I don't just whatever the biggest, fattest books there are. Just go rent them out of the library and be like, carry my books. That's what you do. He's like, why do you have an encyclopedia? I don't know. Carry it. Oh man. Awesome job on those games. Anybody in the chat have any questions for Josiah here while I got him sitting right here? And don't forget to scooch a little bit forward. This thing only picks up voice like right there. Gotta be real close. You want to hear everything.
I'm used to like this, just right
do
there.
it. Do that, but just pretend this thing is that.
Yeah.
See, listen. Do you see the difference when I'm talking close and it gets like that? Yeah.
Yes,
Take
I do.
a look, Josiah, at the score here. So that second set, do you see that game right here? It is the 4th game in the second set.
Yeah.
That 7-5. That was a one that you were down to 2. It was 2-5, and then you came back and ended up winning that. Incredible game. The one 2 after that though, he 7-1'd you. Like you just let him kill you with that game. I'm like, why? Why did he? That was such a good. He should have come back and killed it that game. Nope. And instead, you did the next game after that. So I guess you made him feel like he had some hope and then crushed it. I like that strategy. Well done. So he was talking about doing the same thing against you. He was like, I'm just gonna do the same thing I was doing, and I'm like, no, you need to adjust. What adjustments worked for you?
Me, I feel like more offensively the adjustments, like moving up kind of. Because when I was shooting, actually not moving up, moving back, because I kept shooting up in the top left corner and then the top right corner, sometimes in the middle. And then he started blocking that and knew that. And then I went back and shot from back, and that's when I won a high number. And then he started blocking that, and that's when I got to the 7-1 game.
Yeah.
because he was blocking both of those shots because he knew how to block them, and I don't know what happened.
He was reading a lot of your shots, so you were coming up, and there was a lot of times that he would meet you there, so your shot was getting predictable.
Yes.
And it was readable, right? You were telegraphing your shot, and so he would move up, and then you would move up to your shot, and he would jump out and block it ahead of time. He was very successful. He had, if you rewatch this, which I encourage you to rewatch this, he had more successful charges than he had unsuccessful charges, which is very rare. Usually it's like a 1 in 10 chance that you're gonna block something with a charge, and with him, it was like an 80% chance that if he charged, he was gonna block you.
Yeah.
But what was working for you was you started pulling out, and your mom's pointing it out right here in the chat, where she said, why aren't you doing more of those left wall thingies? What she's talking about is left wall unders. You did a lot of left wall overs. You didn't do almost any left wall unders, which is your main shot. You're a left-handed player.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you using those? And that was one of the shots that you did at the end there. You just slammed a left wall under, and I'm like, okay, there's that. So also, that game that you got 7-1'd, that was when you kept doing still puck again. You brought the puck up, stopped it, and then hit it. Don't do that. Have it moving. You'll notice that he beat you when he started drifting it and then making a shot.
Okay.
So,
I also have a question that's kind of different, but on the scoreboard thing, why is on the first set, why is some of the things red? Like the
on the
lines
scoreboard,
red?
the one that I brought up here, you want me to pull that back up?
Yeah.
If they're red, it just means it was a 6-7 game, I believe. I don't think we do that here. Yeah. So every game that's 6-7, we put in red to show who wins in those types of transactions, or those exchanges, basically. And so we can see when it's 6-6. So far, what we're able to see is that you choke out and David wins on those 6-6 points.
Yeah.
It didn't happen a lot though, so there's not a lot of data. But it's really interesting to check those. So we usually put the 6-7 games.
We
in
don't know
red.
if he forfeits or not.
You should go ask.
He said he might.
Oh, go ask him.
Right now?
Well, yeah, we want to know now.
Yeah.
You got people waiting here. I'm thinking the
Okay.
game's over.
Yeah.
Go ask him.
David.
This might be more intense than the game itself. I wish we had a mobile camera.
Yes.
You forfeit?
Yeah.
Congratulations on your win. You beat the hope out of him completely. There you have it, folks. Any other questions for Josiah here? Nope, there's not. All right, we'll go ahead and end off today's stream. We really appreciate you all for watching. Josiah, congratulations on keeping your rank. After a crushing defeat in that first set, you came back and did very well in that second set. So, awesome job, man.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.